Today I'm going to show you how to calculate NPV and IRR in Excel. At the end, I'm going to walk through the common mistakes and errors when calculating NPV and IRR, so make sure to stick around for that, and let's get started right now. Net present value is the present value of future cash flows discounted at the required rate of return compared to your initial investment. And based on that definition, the key inputs are the required rate of return and the cash flows over time. Here's a project with 5 years of cash flows and a year 0 upfront investment. And we're going to use 8% for the rate of return. To calculate NPV, press equal sign, type NPV, arrow key down to the formula, and tab to complete it quickly. Next, select the rate and press comma. And then highlight all of the cash flows that you want to discount at that rate. In this example, years 1 through 5. We're not including the year 0 investment in the NPV calculation because it's at year 0 and is already in today's dollars. Close parentheses. And before we go any further, make sure you click thumbs up if you're enjoying this video and let me know in the comments, why are you calculating NPV and IRR? Thank you so much. And when you press enter, Excel calculates the present value of those cash flows from year 1 to 5. But we're not done yet. We need to compare these cash flows to the initial year 0 investment. And so I'm going to press F2 to edit the cell. I'm going to click the plus sign and then add in the negative $40,000 year 0 investment. And now I'm going to click enter, and I've successfully calculated the NPV for this project. And if you're uncertain if you did it right, you can use a calculator online to compare the results. I have one here pre-populated with the same data we just used in Excel. And the results on my spreadsheet are the same as the results of the calculator. Moving on to IRR. IRR is the discount rate that makes the net present value equal to 0. So we're going to use the same cash flows that we used before to calculate the IRR. So equal sign IRR, tab to autocomplete. And this time we're going to highlight all cash flows, including the year 0 cash flow. And for the guessed input, I'm going to leave that blank. If your IRR formula gives you a #num error or it provides a result different from what you expected, then you might try to enter a guess value until the formula returns something in line with expectations. So I'm going to close parentheses and press enter, and Excel returns the IRR, and this is the rate that would make our NPV project equal to 0. So to confirm that's the case, I'm going to plug this IRR value into my rate of return. And when I press enter, you can see that this rate of return does indeed make the NPV on this project equal to 0. And if you're still not convinced, you can use an online calculator to compare the results like we did for the NPV. Let's wrap up with the common mistakes and errors when calculating NPV and IRR. IRR requires a mix of positive and negative values. So when I update this year 0 cash flow to a positive number, the formula returns a #num error because there's no mix of positive and negative values. For NPV, you need to be cautious of the timing of the cash flows because the formula assumes that all cash flows occur at the end of the period. If your first cash flow occurred, for example, at the beginning of the first period, you wouldn't want to include it in your NPV calculation because it's already stated in today's dollars, and you would actually want to add it into the year 0 cash flows with the $40,000 investment. And let me know in the comments, how else can I help you in Excel? Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.